All right, I am live. One more thing to do here. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Finding the Guardian of Your Soul. I'm Lisa Shield, and it is a pleasure to be here. So, today we are going to be talking about unlocking the secret to how to attract quality men. And this is a topic that I know is fascinating for so many of you. I am going to do one other thing because I want to make sure that this gets to everybody it can. There are lots of places that I want to put this. And so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to see, okay, there I am. That's good. And now I want to go ahead and just share this in a couple of my groups. So let's just see here. This is always new for me. Okay. So let's see here. This is interesting because things keep changing with Facebook, and I apologize. I'm just trying to see how I do this because it gets a little confusing. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. As I said, I'm Lisa Shield, and today I am going to be talking about attracting high quality men. So many of you are struggling with this. I know it's a very tough thing for a lot of you. Give me 1 second here while I bring up my notes. Okay. Hold on here. Why is this doing this? Okay. There we go. All right. So, unlocking the secrets to attracting high quality men. First of all, we are going to talk today about unlocking the secrets to attracting high quality men. Maybe you tuned in today because deep down you're feeling discouraged. You may even be feeling scared. And you are a beautiful, successful, intelligent woman. You've worked so hard. You've done the inner work on yourselves. You show up for your family, your career, your friends. You've healed from your past relationships. You've done, probably many of you, years of therapy, maybe even done coaching, read tons of books. And in the process of doing all this work, you've learned to love yourself. And yet, despite all of that, you're still wondering why you haven't met your guy. You may be questioning if you'll ever find him, or if you're going to have to compromise your values just to be in a relationship. And that's a painful thought, one that may weigh heavy on your heart. It can feel incredibly unfair. Like, why do I have to choose between loving myself and finding a man who truly sees me? Why is that so hard? I've done all this work so that I can attract a fabulous guy. And now I feel like, where is he? Today, I want to offer you something I hope can bring some light to this part of your life. The first thing you need to know is that you're not alone in this. In fact, many amazing women like you are facing the same struggle. I face the same struggle, which is why I became a coach. And I want to let you in on a little secret. There is nothing wrong with you, and you don't need to compromise. There are great men out there. I know that may feel hard to believe right now, but sometimes we're missing just a few critical pieces of the puzzle that can make all the difference. Sometimes it's a shift in perspective, a new way of showing up, or just a few simple, profound changes that can reveal a whole new world of possibilities. So, what if instead of compromising, you could learn to approach dating from a place of real confidence and ease, where you didn't feel like you had to wear a mask or pretend to be anything other than who you truly are? And what if by making those subtle shifts, you could attract a man who sees your light, who sees how amazing you are, who gets how much work you've done and how incredible it is that you've accomplished so much in your life and in your career. And he just loves every bit of it. A man who, instead of feeling like a compromise, actually feels like the missing piece you've been waiting for all your life. What if I can show you how to do that? In today's episode, we're going to explore those missing pieces together. And my hope is that by the end of this talk, you'll feel inspired and re-energized with a new sense of hope that your guy is out there waiting to meet you in this beautiful, raw, and real place that you've been dreaming of. So let's dive in and unlock the secrets to attracting a high-quality man who's just as ready to find true love as you are. As I said, I'm Lisa Shield, and I'm a love coach with over 2 decades of experience. Like many of you, I wondered if all the good men were taken, or even if there were any good men at all. And that was the first hurdle I had to overcome, thinking that good men were few and far between. Just holding on to that belief was like looking through a filter that caused me to see all men as bad, and it prevented me from seeing the good men who were in front of me. Do you get that? Having a belief like this will color your perception. We have something called that it's a bias that psychologists talk about called selective perception, that when we hold a belief, we will selectively perceive data and information that is coming towards us that will back up this belief, because we hold these beliefs and then we want to be right about the things that we believe. So reframing that belief was the first step. And what I did was, when I started to see how this was getting in my way, I began to tell myself things like, look, there have to be some good men out there. It can't be possible that all men are bad. And I'm only looking for one truly good man who I respect and admire and who cherishes and adores me. So all I need is one guy, and all you need is one guy. And I also told myself that just because I haven't met him yet doesn't mean he doesn't exist. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to find him. As I shifted that belief that there were no good men, I asked myself if I was truly ready to meet my guy. And this was a moment of truth. I really got real and raw and what I call emotionally naked with myself. And I admitted that if this guy sat down in front of me on a date, I wouldn't be able to hold my own and confidently step into a relationship with him. That was the fantasy, even though I'd done tons of work on myself, and I had, and I really loved and liked who I had become. I still didn't know very much about men and romantic relationships. Right. And so I needed to learn these things. I needed to date. I needed to sit across from men. I needed to find my voice and my power. I needed to learn how to ask for what I wanted from a man without feeling needy or desperate or insecure, and sit back and see if a man would be willing to give me the things I wanted. I also had to learn how to walk away from men who weren't right for me. And many of you need to learn how to do this too. So you may work with men and have good relationships with your brothers, with your friends, and your fathers. But when it comes to romantic relationships, women and men have a lot to learn about how to get along with each other. And this is going on both sides of the table. That man sitting across from you, most men have a lot of work to do to learn about us, and we need to learn about them. So you may be telling yourself, when I meet the right guy, everything will just fall into place and we'll get each other and respect each other and love each other and we'll just get along. I'm going to push back on that, because after coaching women for more than 20 years, I have seen one woman after another. And I want to be clear, these are evolved, educated, successful women just like you, who get anxious and sabotage a good thing because they thought they were ready to meet their guys when in fact they weren't, and they actually felt intimidated. So despite their age and all the inner work they'd done, their insecurities came rushing to the surface, and they reverted to acting like anxious schoolgirls with a crush when they sat across from a man who they truly liked and felt could be a great guy. Or the other thing that many of you do, and we're going to get into this in just a moment, is you meet a great guy, and because he's not a player and he doesn't wow you right out of the starting gate, many of you reject those men and push them away and don't even know how to separate the truly great guys from the narcissists and the avoidants and the players. So you think you're smart in this area of your life, and it doesn't mean that you aren't a sensational woman, that you aren't a catch, and that you cannot attract an amazing man. But many of you have blind spots that are getting in your way and causing you either to rush into the wrong relationships or sabotage the right ones. So the heart and soul of the work I do is called emotionally naked dating. And I work with clients to help them get emotionally naked and real with themselves about their level of readiness to meet their guy. I help women attract truly exceptional partners by embracing emotionally naked dating. So my clients undergo an amazing transformation when they drop their defenses and open up authentically to themselves and to that man sitting across from them. The work we do isn't just about getting dating tips. And this is something I've been hearing a lot from my clients lately. Many of them have worked with other love coaches before coming to me. And they will say, Lisa, your work is different. It's deep, it's real, it's raw, it gets to the truth. And I will say to them, tell me, I'm not taking these other dating coaching courses, so I don't know always the difference. I can make up things, but I don't always know the difference between the work I'm doing with my clients and the work some of these other coaches are doing. And they will say to me, most of these other coaches are very young, they're very inexperienced themselves, they lack the depth that you have. And mostly their courses are about when he says this, you say that. When he does this, you do that. And it's all games and it's all strategies. But you get to these deeper truths about us and our lack of readiness and the mistakes that we've made in our past relationships and how to stop repeating them in our future ones. So you really take us deep. And before we even get out and start dating, we do all this work on ourselves to put together the pieces of our past and prepare ourselves for this next relationship. So that's what emotionally naked dating is all about. Let's go a little bit deeper into the topic of emotionally naked dating. It's about getting real with yourself so you can shed your emotional armor. And I want to dive into this a little bit because just because you can go and sit with your girlfriends and talk about your emotions and the things that go on in your life does not mean you can do this with a man. And saying the things that you're comfortable saying, like talking about your history and your past relationships and all, even that is not necessarily true emotional nakedness. Real emotional nakedness is about saying the things that are hardest to say, asking a man for what you truly want, and risking rejection or not saying it in the right way because you don't know how, and taking that risk because you need to find your voice. It's about saying all the hard things like, I'm really enjoying getting to know you and I'm starting to develop feelings for you. Knowing that if a man is not looking for a serious relationship, that might scare him away. Or talking about your children and the troubles that you may be having with your ex-husband, knowing that could potentially scare a man off. When I first started dating my husband, Benjamin, on our fifth date, when he saw that things were really progressing and that he really liked me and was wanting to pursue a relationship with me, on our fifth date, he sat me down and he got emotionally naked with me. And he shared some things about what was going on with him and things that were going on in his life with his health, with his finances, and some other things that he wanted me to know because he felt like if these were deal breakers, then I should know them before we went any further. And it was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had with a man in a relationship because I felt so taken care of and so seen and valued because he was the one who approached all of these things first. And of course, I opened up to him as well because he created that opening for me to feel safe. He opened that door for me to walk through. And this is how you create a genuine guardian of your soul relationship. This isn't something that just happens because you sit across from a guy and there's some kind of instant spark. So it's getting real with yourself so you can shed your emotional armor. It's letting go of rigid dating rules, all these games and strategies that you read about in other books. And it's daring to show up authentically from day one, which really is what Benjamin and I did. I don't think we had walls up or pretenses from our very first date looking back. So my approach is especially effective for women who are used to excelling in corporate or professional environments where they've had to hide their vulnerability and develop masculine traits. High quality men don't want to be with a man in a woman's body. They want women who have embraced their femininity and know how to bring out their masculinity. Just like you want a man who's masculine and can bring out your feminine side, a man wants a woman who can bring out his masculine side. This goes both ways. And some of you are waiting for a man to do this, but a man won't even go there with you if he doesn't feel. Players will. They're very manipulative. Avoidance, narcissists, they'll put on the charm and they'll make you feel hella feminine, but it's all a game and that wears off. I am talking about a man and a woman doing this in a deep, emotionally naked, genuine way. So high quality men value women who are feminine and have emotional maturity. By being emotionally naked, you show them that you're ready for real, intimate connection. So let's take a moment. I want to invite you, if you can, wherever you are, just to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to visualize meeting a man, a high quality man on a date who has the potential to be the guardian of your soul. And as you do this visualization, I want you to pay attention to how you feel when you sit across from this man. So just find a comfortable position. If you're sitting at your desk or on your bed, if you're driving, of course, you can't do this. But if you're just sitting and you're at a desk or on your bed or somewhere, if you can, just gently close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go of any tension or worries you might be carrying. And take another deep breath. Breathe in deeply through your nose and just fill your lungs all the way to the top. And as you exhale, let out all your worries, all the stress in your body, around your chest. Just let that go and take one more slow, deep breath in through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. And relax, feel your body relaxing, and allow yourself to settle into this moment, just knowing that you're safe to dream and envision and feel. And now I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a lovely cafe waiting for your day to arrive. You've been texting back and forth. You've had a Zoom call with this man and you feel comfortable. You feel a bit of excitement about meeting him for the first time. He walks in to the cafe and you just observe how he moves. He seems calm and confident as the hostess leads him to your table. How do you feel as he approaches? He meets your eyes And he introduces himself with a warm smile and then sits down across from you. He isn't what you expected. He's attractive, but he's not the kind of man you usually date. Maybe in person, he's a little shorter or heavier. Maybe he's losing his hair, a little balding spot that you hadn't noticed over Zoom. But there's something likable about him. He's not trying too hard to impress you. You know he's got a great job, but he seems like a regular guy. And that spark you usually feel when you meet some guy that you really like is missing. You're used to a rush of excitement that tells you that there's romantic possibility. This man feels like he could be a friend, but not a lover. You wonder if you would even want to kiss him. But he's sitting there across from you, and he's giving you his full attention. You can tell he's genuinely interested in getting to know you. He's asking you all the questions you wished other men would ask. Do you find yourself keeping a distance? Or do you try to meet him where he is? Are you willing to be playful, sensual, and feminine? Or are you worried about leading him on? Get emotionally naked with yourself. How are you showing up with this man? And now I want you to take a final deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. And just come back into the present moment. So that is probably how it will feel when you meet a man who has the potential to be a true guardian of your soul. He's not going to be trying to rush in or impress you. It will feel quite ordinary, and it will be easy for you to miss him because you may feel underwhelmed in the beginning. Can these men turn out not to be your guy? Of course, there are some men who are just really nice guys, and you can go on 5 dates, you can go on 10 dates and never feel a spark. But these are the men you want to give a chance to. The men you may have overlooked in the past because they didn't excite you right away, because you were in your head and not in your heart, and you were not leaning in, opening up your femininity, your sensuality. So you have to know that quality men don't sell themselves or come on strong. They have kindness, humility, and a quiet confidence that is easily overlooked. But here's the most important thing to know. You may think you hold all the cards when you're sitting across from a man like this on a date, but these men are checking you out too. I will share with you that my husband, Benjamin, does a lot of the Q&A calls with me in my program, in my Emotionally Naked Dating coaching course. We do group Q&A calls with all of the women who are in our course. And he will say to me, there are a few women on those calls who, if I went on a first date with them, who I would ask out on a second date because they're guarded and they're lacking femininity and they're in their heads and not their hearts. And I can see that they are quality women, but I would not want to go on a second date with them because they're not ready and I can feel it. So many of these men who do not ask you on a second date, who you may be on the fence with, or who you may meet and think, why didn't he ask me out again? You may think to yourself, I didn't really want to go out with him again, but I'm shocked that he didn't ask me out again. Those are the very men who may also be thinking, she's not ready, she's not feminine, I didn't feel a spark with her. So again, high quality men are drawn to women who aren't afraid to be emotionally real. And if you're not opening your heart on a date, if you're quick to judge good men, they're not going to feel a spark either. They will feel a potential friendship, but they're not going to feel a romantic connection with you. So vulnerability or emotional nakedness is about having the courage to quiet your mind and meet these men where they are, so you can see if you can get beyond instant chemistry and create a genuine connection. Getting emotionally naked means dropping the I know what I want and I have it all figured out facade, and being in the moment on a date and being willing to get emotionally naked and meet a man where he is and open yourself up to possibility, because that's where the magic happens. When you're on a date, many of you think, what questions do I ask to get him to open up to me? What are some of the things I should be saying and doing? And this is another part of our course. We teach you how to be able to have conversations that are relational, but are not question and answer sessions. So a lot of you think if a man is interested in me, he'll be asking questions so that he will show me that he wants to get to know me. When you're out with your girlfriends, you don't sit there and ask questions and go back and forth as if it were an interview. And you need to drop that pretense, that idea that there are questions you should be asking to get a man to open up, and that there are questions a man should be asking you. In fact, most men, many men who are real men, masculine men, do not ask questions because they feel like they're prying. They are interested in getting to know you. They want to hear what you have to say, but they're looking for you to get emotionally naked and offer this advice, share this advice, rather than them having to inquire and give you prompts. And one of the things, if you're going to capture the heart of a high caliber man, you need to really understand how men think and feel and behave, so that you are not expecting them to act in ways that are not authentic to who they are. So sit and watch two men hanging out or having a conversation. Men do not sit there and ask each other questions. If they do, they may ask a question and give a very short, quick answer back, and that's it. And then they go back to looking around the room, watching. If they're in a bar, they're usually in a sports bar, sharing a beer. There's a television. They're staring at the television. They play sports together. Men usually do activities in sports. They do not go out to lunch or dinner and share their thoughts and feelings. It's just not how men are. So you really have to know how men behave, and you have to be able to meet them where they are. The most important thing about attracting quality men, the true secret, is learning about men and being able to get in your heart so that you can bring a man into his heart. And that is the work that we do in my program. It doesn't mean you have to change yourself. It's all about opening up this authentic, beautiful, feminine side of yourself, the part of you that you want to bring on your dates, the part of you that you want a man to bring out in you. So you want to slow down, you want to open up your heart, you want to give these men a chance, the ones that you usually push away. Almost every single woman who comes through our program will say, Lisa, this man, I didn't feel a spark on the first date. It didn't happen for maybe the first 3 to 5 dates, but there was something there, something special about this man. And each date, I got a little bit more intrigued. I was a little bit more connected. And then suddenly something broke open and shifted. He's nothing like the man I would have expected that I would be with, but he is the most amazing man I've ever known. So you need to give a man 3 or more dates just to let that connection develop rather than rushing to conclusions. Again, the foundation of emotionally naked dating is being able to be vulnerable with yourself, and then to carry that into your dates and open up that emotionally naked vulnerability with men. And as you do this, you will develop a kind of confidence that is so sexy. You will know what to say and do when you're sitting across from that man, to really be able to test the waters, to step into your femininity, to bring out your sensuality, and to see if something can develop. So self-compassion is the backbone of attracting high quality men. And you have to know that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all together and all figured out. High quality partners are drawn to women who are able to get emotionally naked and embrace their imperfections, because that then gives a man the ability to show up perfectly imperfect with you. I encourage you to go to lisashield.com. You can click the button all over my website to watch my free presentation. There is a button on the presentation to be able to sign up for a call with my team. Please do not click that button too soon. We really want you to watch the presentation so you can have a deeper understanding of the work we do. We can help you get this solved. You can have a guardian of your soul. The key is learning how to get emotionally naked, and that is what we can show you how to do and attract the guardian of your soul. I'm Lisa Shield. It has been such a pleasure spending this time with you. I so look forward to seeing you again. And please tell everybody you know about my broadcasts. We are wanting to reach as many women of all ages as possible. So please check out my work, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.